Professor, good morning. Thank you very much for your time this morning. It's not a good news story we are focusing on. Firstly, can you just tell us what information do you have about this development that Total's Mozambique operations have been halted by the recent attacks, including on New Year's Day specifically, and that many of the workers there, including South Africans and other foreigners, have been asked to leave the area, have been evacuated, and Mozambicans who work there have been told to stay at home?
Indeed, this is a sad development, not only for Mozambique, the employees, but for the entire region, and why not the world. Total is indeed telling its employees to stay at home. Those are Mozambicans, and it's evacuating its employees, most of whom are South Africans. And this results of the, particularly of the incident in Kitunda, in the settlement area, on the 1st of January. Well, it is not clear whether this attack it can be attributed to the insurgents. It seemed to be really an incident, but due to its proximity to the Total project, we do understand the decision by Total to evacuate. But perhaps, to me, it's a little bit rushed decision.
So it's a little bit rushed, but it's a big blow, as you say, for the region. Indeed.
This project is not only a game changer for Mozambique, but it will unlock the potential of the region in terms of energy sovereignty, and also in terms of regional integration. So to see this happening, it is really unfortunate. Apparently, Total has an understanding that government is unable to protect its project. And let's be honest here. To some extent, this is true. The insurgents, they have moved so close to the premises of Total. Total has been building all. It has been using the state capacity to protect its premises. But the 1st January incident, it tends to prove that thus far government has been unable to do so. However, recently we see a policy change. As you know, until recently, the response from government, it was spearheaded by the Commissioner of Police. But recently, we see more military personnel taking control of the operations in Cabo Delgado. So this seems to be in response to the Total decision to halt operations.
Now, this is a very big project. I mean, Total's one is about $15 billion. It's really huge. Has the government said anything officially in Mozambique about its capacity to protect projects like this one, for example, that are taking place now offshore in Cabo Delgado?
Not yet, indeed. But the Defense Minister has made an announcement that government has regained the control of the Musimbo da Praia port. You know that this port, it was in the hands of the insurgents for almost 10 months now. And I think that is aimed at showing capacity. And so a lot has happening in terms of capacity building from the state, training personnel with partnership with a number of international partners, and also the military private groups that are active there. They are supporting in terms of capacity building for the state. So it seems to us that government is moving, not at the pace that people wanted it to move in terms of mobilizing the region, but it seems that things are moving, are starting to move in the right direction.
Adriano, before we finish, I've just seen a report now coming through in some of the news organizations that Total is sending a top security team as we speak for urgent talks with the Mozambique government in Maputo, because they say if they cannot be guaranteed safety, they will shut down this project. And if that happened, that would be a huge disaster.
This would be disastrous. But I don't think that things will move in that direction. The President Nyusi is in Tanzania this morning, and I see decisive moves aiming at repealing the insurgents and ensuring that protection is guaranteed. That's going to be challenging. Insurgents have shown capacity. They have shown knowing the area very well, and the government, as I've said, is moving not at the pace that people have wanted it to see, but it seems that in 2021 will be different in terms of capacity of the insurgents to create difficulties to economic projects in that area, including particularly the Total project.
Okay, we're going to have to wait and see what comes out of these talks between Total and the Mozambican government. But you said earlier that you've seen a shift in policy with the Mozambican military now seemingly taking charge directly instead of relying on mercenaries. The strategic port of Musimbo da Praia has been taken over by government forces now. Have you seen a change of policy about SADC's involvement? The South African government, just late last year, the Minister of International Relations, Naledi Pandor, telling our parliament here that South Africa is ready to assist in any way that Mozambique wants. Is SADC now, is the Mozambican government now willing or ready or changing its stance on involving SADC in this fight in Cabo Delgado?
I haven't seen much change there, and we would like to see a more robust engagement of SADC. But apparently, Mozambique's government policy is more of engaging bilaterally SADC member states instead of a full-fledged SADC mission. That is still to be seen, but the moves right at the beginning of the year of the president to meet his colleague, President Magufuli, it might suggest a slight move in the right directions in terms of engaging the region in appropriate manner. In order to catalyze Mozambique's capacity to respond to this conflict.
Thank you very much. Adriano Nuvunga, Director of the Center for Democracy and Development in Maputo. They're just giving us the sense of the latest developments there. Very worrying that there was an attack on New Year's Day by the insurgents in Cabo Delgado, the insurgents who, of course, have been linked to ISIS in the past, and forcing Total to currently shut down its operation. It's a huge project, $15.6 billion, and many people who work on that project are South Africans, and there are other foreigners as well, and now it's been put on a halt for now, and there are urgent talks set to happen in Maputo this week between Total and government there to see what's going to happen going forward.